Good morning. It's Sunday, January 5th. I'm Lisa Evers in the Fox 5 newsroom. Thank you for joining us live on the Fox Local app. Congestion pricing is now in effect for Manhattan's Central Business District below 60th Street. Our Fox 5 cameras were on the scene at midnight as the first vehicles to pay the new toll entered the zone. The peak toll between 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. weekdays is $9. The MTA says it will use the new revenue for infrastructure, but opponents say they will not stop fighting. President Biden awarded the Medal of Valor to two FDNY firefighters. Lieutenant John Vanderstar was honored for rescuing a mother and child from a burning Bronx apartment. Firefighter Brenda Gaffney was honored for saving an unconscious child and a pregnant woman from an Inwood building blaze. Checking the forecast today, cold and windy. Tonight, clouds increase. Tomorrow, significant snow in parts of our area are expected. Back to our congestion pricing coverage, the impact will reach far beyond the Manhattan toll zone. Fox 5's Duarte Geraldino reports from New Jersey, where the drivers felt the frustration before it even started.
A perfect storm of toll hikes is brewing in New Jersey, and it's about to hit wallets hard. He says inflation is finishing us off. The Port Authority is raising bridge and tunnel tolls, while the MTA is rolling out its congestion pricing plan, all on the same day. This could cause traffic chaos in places like Fort Lee and other New Jersey towns with easy access to Manhattan.
Living in Fort Lee is the amount of congestion we'll have. Because people will go, instead of through the Lincoln Tunnel, they'll come up here and go across the bridge into the city that way.
Starting January 5th, Easy Pass drivers will pay 68 cents more to cross Port Authority bridges and tunnels. Peak tolls will now be $16.06, but not everyone is upset about it.
That fiefdom has to be carried. There's a lot of improvements and a lot of repairs and a lot of other stuff. I can't talk to the Port Authority at this point.
As part of the congestion pricing plan, the MTA will charge New Jersey drivers $9 to enter Manhattan below 60th Street during the day. However, drivers using the Holland and Lincoln tunnels will get a $3 credit, capping their total toll at $22.06. What are you going to do?
I guess I have to pay it.
You have to pay it.
But I feel like everyone's going broke nowadays.
This new toll is finally hitting drivers after Governor Kathy Hochul lifted the MTA's post-election toll pause. The MTA had temporarily frozen toll increases, but with that freeze over, the MTA board quickly approved the $9 congestion pricing fee.
Gas is already expensive. Now we have to factor in tolls. So I think a lot of people will be driving less or try to find a way around it.
The goal of congestion pricing is to encourage more people to opt for public transportation, which aims to reduce traffic and improve the environment.
Since when have you been taking the bus?
21 years.
21 years?
Well, I live in Fort Lee. Hop on the bus, go right into the city. Yes.
So you don't mind that the tolls are increasing?
No, it doesn't really affect me.
But with more people taking the bus, overcrowding could become an issue.
I'm lucky I get on early in Fort Lee, so I always get a seat.
But even people who ride public transportation may soon be feeling the pinch. In fact, fares on the PATH train are slated to go up later this month. In Fort Lee, Duarte Geraldino, Fox 5 News.
Lyft is giving riders a little break during the first weeks of congestion pricing. Starting today, rideshare passengers will be charged a new additional $1.50 congestion fee when they enter Manhattan at or below 60th Street. But the rideshare company just announced that through January, it will automatically apply a $1.50 credit to your Lyft account to offset the new charge. The credit is valid on future trips through the following week. The NYPD released new images of the suspects wanted in this week's shooting outside a nightclub in Queens. 10 people were hit when 4 gunmen opened fire outside the Amazura event hall in Jamaica around 11 p.m. New Year's Day. Police say the gunmen fired over 30 times into a waiting crowd, and it may be gang-related. All the victims were between 16 and 20 years old and are expected to recover. Anyone with information is asked to call police. Cops are also looking for the person who shot 3 people at a restaurant in Brooklyn. This is Citizen App video of the scene at Fulton and Ashford Streets in Cypress Hills. Police say an argument inside the El Nuevo Típico restaurant just after 1 a.m. today led to the shootings. The victims are expected to be okay. Now, if your New Year's resolution is to quit smoking or vaping, you want to pay attention to this next story, especially if you're thinking about stopping vaping cold turkey. Fox 5's Kendall Green has what you need to know about nicotine withdrawal.
A medical scare for the daughter of Blink-182 drummer Travis Barker last week. 19-year-old Alabama Barker was rushed to the hospital after experiencing severe nicotine withdrawal symptoms after she decided to quit vaping cold turkey, according to reports. A study from Truth Initiative, a nonprofit dedicated to preventing youth and young adult nicotine addiction, concluded Barker's not alone among her peers vaping less. The study found almost half, 48% of people between 18 and 24, are quitting nicotine for their 2025 New Year's resolutions. As for Alabama Barker's efforts,
this is an outlier. And it's really important that people know that.
Clinical psychologist Alexandra Straightener hopes Barker's admission to the hospital surrounding her efforts to quit vaping don't discourage others, but they should know what they're up against.
The concentration of nicotine that we're seeing these young people using is much greater than we're used to with cigarette smokers.
Some vapes can have as much nicotine in them as 2 packs of cigarettes. But for those considering quitting vaping cold turkey, Straightener says it's safe. However, it can be uncomfortable. She recommends considering safe government-regulated nicotine cessation products that help reduce withdrawal symptoms.
Those are things like the nicotine patch, there are nicotine inhalers, there is nicotine gum, and these products have substantial research to support their use in tapering off of nicotine.
While withdrawal symptoms aren't uncommon, only a few constitute seeking medical attention.
If you're having any concerns like either your heart is racing or you feel like you're having any trouble breathing, or, because it can cause anxiety or depression and mood changes, if you have any thoughts of feeling like you're going to harm yourself or harm someone else.
Straightener, though, reminds those looking to quit to keep the bigger picture in mind. Kendall Green, Fox 5 News.
Future engineers are showing off their skills. High school students from around the state got to test out their own robots. Fox 5's Meredith Gorman takes us to East Helmholtz.
Saturday was a special day for high schoolers around the region who came to Vaughn College of Aeronautics and Technology to compete in the VEX Robotics competition. Every team, which is made up of students, has to build their own robot, and then they put them to the test.
This year's game is called High Stakes, and the main objective is to have the robots be able to pick up these donut-shaped rings from the floor and then score it onto poles, so we call them stakes. And VEX is a scoring system game, so each different actions awards different amount of points, and they are basically competing to see which team can score the highest amount of points.
And a lot of teamwork goes into building these robots to get them competition ready.
It took a couple of months, and it took a lot of different teams and maybe like 20 people dedicated to different parts of the robots and different aspects of building.
But the payoff is an intricately built robot.
The goal of the game is to pick up the discs and put them onto the green stakes. So particularly our bot, it's going to pick up the discs using our intake here. It comes up the conveyor belt, and then this part, the conveyor belt kind of throws it over and onto the goal, which gets held by this piece down here. And then the other aspect of the game is to climb on that big tower in the middle, which is done through this piece here. This part here would latch on and basically pull itself up. And then the goal is just to get as many of the things onto the goals as possible, just to score the most points.
A bunch of high schoolers competing to win the grand trophy and advance to states. Reporting from Queens, I'm Meredith Gorman, Fox 5 News.
It turns out 2024 was the year to buy a new car. Sales of SUVs, cars, and trucks in the U.S. rose almost 3% last year as prices and interest rates eased up a little. Industry experts say 2024 was the best year for sales since before the pandemic hit, but prices were still nearly 30% higher than what they were in 2019. Delays coming home after this long holiday break. It turns out it may depend on which airline you fly. A new report is highlighting airlines that have the most on-time flights. Cirium's 2024 on-time performance review says domestically, Delta is the top performing airline with an 83% on-time arrival rate last year. United Airlines came in second, followed by Alaska, American, and Southwest Airlines. And that does it for us this morning. I'm Lisa Evers. Have a great day. And remember, Fox 5 News is always streaming here on the Fox Local app.